you are a bricks and mortar business, the single most important thing you need is good signage. Make it easy for your customer to know where you are and to know what you can do for them. The next thing I'd recommend is put your address everywhere, on your website, on your business cards, make sure it's correct in Google, and add your suburb location to your social media posts. People need to know where you are. Connecting with your local community is essential for a location business. Eat at the local cafe, shop at the local shops. Join your suburb's Facebook group. The reality is, people don't want to travel an hour away to go get their haircut or to see their accountant. They'd like to use the place down the road. And that's you. Put a little quick find map on your brochures and your website so people can easily find you. Next to Australia Post, right next to the school, whatever it may be, make it super easy for your clients to find you. You got this.
Engagement and as a part of branding is a key piece today. And brands are taking risky bets. So we have these three roles, the informing, reminding, enhancing enjoyment roles. Okay? Now, I'm not telling you these three roles out of a scholarly discussion today. I'm telling you them because actually these roles shape how you want to plan your media, how brands should act. You want to think about reminding as getting into the awareness, into the consideration of whether your brand is even in the game, so to speak. Okay, so it has to be in the memory, it has to be in the mind in order to be considered. Thinking about these three media and these three roles, I'm just trying to answer the question, what goes in the box? How effective is each one of these media along the dimensions of each of these roles? Paid media is much more effective than earned media, over 4 times more effective than earned media. You'll have the desire to have ongoing support for your brand. When you're thinking about designing the ads in this context, you'd probably be thinking about how can we make sure it's memorable, much more than how can we make sure they understand how well it matches their tastes. That's not the key. Okay, it's more about memorable.
So I'm going to talk about advertising spillovers. So the question is, what happens to the sales of the competitors when a firm advertises? Do they always lose, or can they even gain from another firm's advertising? Can advertising in practice in a real market with real consumers lead to an increase in sales for competitors? And if this does happen, how important is it? Is it quantitatively significant? Is it something that me as an advertiser should worry about? Or is it something very non-trivial? First of all, there are significant positive spillovers in this market for the competitors. On average, there was a 4% increase in the competitive market size. This seems small, but the total cumulated spillover effect is quite large. It's about 5 times the advertiser's own gains. From advertising for high intensity, for higher rating, same cuisine restaurants, the gains were quite large. They were about 25% on average. Okay. Then the intensity of advertising plays a big role in spillovers. So for low intensity, I'm benefiting myself, I'm benefiting my competitors quite a lot. When I increase the intensity, I recover some of these spillovers and get over it.
So advertising has these 2 distinct roles, persuasive and informative. And one of our main research questions is actually to disentangle these 2 effects and measure which one is more prevalent. We know that consumers are aware of about 7 banks, but they only actively consider 2 of them when they are thinking of making their decision. And when we think about the purchase funnel and how different variables affect the consumer's decisions, we see that advertising is informative for most banks. They favor opening an account with their primary bank. Right? So if they already have a primary bank that they go with, there's a huge preference towards opening another account with that bank. Okay, so there's a lot of inertia, this idea of convenience and one-stop shopping. If I already have a checking and a banking account with this bank, might as well get my mortgage from this bank as well. Local bank presence is really important, both for the awareness stage, so for the consumer being aware of a bank and include it in the awareness set, but it's also important for choice. Okay, so for you to move from being considered to being chosen, it's really important that you have local bank presence.
More and more, as you fly and as companies refurbish their aircraft, we're getting a lot of convenience in terms of flying around. And we get this convenience of having entertainment screens in front of us that we can use to buy whatever you'd like. And so this is the lab setting, this lab in the sky that I'm going to use to identify social effects in purchases. So if I see someone buy a food item, my probability of, or the market share for the treated passengers who saw that food item being bought increases by 6.3%. It's a 50% increase, right? Very high increase. If I see someone buy an alcoholic beverage, the increase is 100%, all right? So it's crazy. So it goes from 2.2 to 4.4. The increase is 2.2, right? And also a big increase for movies, right? So these products are, you can think about them as own social complements, right? If you see someone buy food, you're also more likely to buy food. It's a huge priming effect. People who have, in this setting, people who have a high willingness to buy also have a high willingness to be influenced by other people.
Next, outdoor advertisement. Out-of-home advertising is a widespread category that includes various imaginative and surprising forms to attract customers' attention where they work, play, and shop. Conventional options for out-of-home include billboards, public spaces, product placements, and point of purchase. The first example in this case is Google. Google in 2014 became the first organization to rent out the world's biggest and most costly digital billboard in Times Square, New York. 8 stories in height and estimated to cost around $2.5 million, Google hired the spot for 4 weeks. The size of the screen is roughly around the size of a football field. Approximately 300,000 pedestrians are estimated to walk past the billboard each day. The Times Square colorfully lit billboards are among some popular outdoor advertising spaces. Next, Coca-Cola, which used 1760 LED screens to make this ad. Coca-Cola has successfully come twice in the Guinness Book of World Records for an extraordinary Times Square billboard. The ad composed 1,760 independently programmed moving screens that sync the screen movement with the display. The picture illustrated also changed based on the time or day of the week. Created and formulated by Radius Displays Limited, the billboard took many years to develop. The next example from Pond's, about clean pores fight pimples by Mike Sciam for Pond's. Next, public spaces. Public spaces ads are ads that appear in unusual places like movie screens, airplane bodies, health equipment, classrooms, sports arenas, elevators, etc. Transit ads on buses, subways and passenger trains have become a helpful way to reach working women. Street furniture such as bus shelters, kiosks and public areas also come under this type of advertising. Marketeers, in fact, can even buy space in washroom, toilet stalls, and above urinals, where office workers visit an average 3 to 4 times a day roughly for 4 minutes every visit.
बस अभी ट्रैक पैंट से फॉर्मल पैंट्स की तरफ आ ही गए थे, लेकिन लगता है कि अब वापस घर पे बैठना पड़ेगा। हमारी रेस्टोरेंट के शटर तो खुलने से पहले ही बंद हो गए। आप लोग घर बैठ के वर्क फ्रॉम होम के बारे में कंप्लेन कर भी सकते हो, लेकिन हमें तो फिर भी जाना पड़ता है, अपने रेस्टोरेंट को खाली देखना पड़ता है। शायद आप लोगों को यह भी लग रहा होगा कि आप खाना तो हमारे यहां से ही ऑर्डर कर रहे हैं, तो इसमें कोई इतनी बड़ी दिक्कत की बात नहीं है। लेकिन दिक्कत यह है कि आप खाना ऐप से ऑर्डर कर रहे हैं, जिसकी वजह से हमारे बिजनेस का कंट्रोल उनकी तरफ झुकता ही चला जा रहा है। वो डिसाइड करते हैं कब किसको कौन सी रेस्टोरेंट का नाम दिखाना है। कमीशंस, ऑफर्स, डिस्काउंट्स, ये सब हमारी जेब से जाता है। रेंट तो हम उतना ही पे करते हैं, काम भी हम उतना ही करते हैं। सच बताऊं, काम ज्यादा करते हैं लेकिन पैसे कम कमाते हैं। ऐसे हालात लंबे समय तक हम भी सहन नहीं कर पाएंगे। हमें भी अपने शटर परमानेंटली बंद करने पड़ सकते हैं। हमारा बस यही कहना है कि आप अपने लोकल रेस्टोरेंट्स को सपोर्ट कीजिए, और आप जहां कहीं भी प्रेजेंट हैं वहां पर हम भी हैं। गूगल से आप हमारा फोन नंबर या डायरेक्ट ऑर्डर लिंक ले लीजिए। फेसबुक और इंस्टाग्राम पर भी आप हमें ढूंढ सकते हो। और देखो, आपको नया ऐप भी डाउनलोड नहीं करना पड़ेगा। ये सब तो आपके पास है ही। डिलीवरी हम करवा देंगे। जो लोग पहले वेटरिंग का काम करते थे वो अब जाकर डिलीवरी कर देंगे। आपको पता है, ऐसे हम उन लोगों की नौकरी को भी बचा सकते हैं, और फायदा आपको भी पड़ता है। अगर आप डायरेक्टली हमारे रेस्टोरेंट से खाना ऑर्डर करते हो तो आपको सस्ता पड़ता है खाना। देखो, इस रेस्टोरेंट में खाना हम अपने हाथों से बनाते हैं, तो इसकी कामयाबी नाकामयाबी भी हमारे हाथों में होनी चाहिए, नहीं? अगर आपको हमारे यहाँ का खाना पसंद है तो हमारी बस यही रिक्वेस्ट है, आप हमारे यहां से डायरेक्टली ऑर्डर कीजिए। खाना हम आप तक पहुंचा देंगे।
Businesses of all sizes want to support local entrepreneurs. With this in mind, 2 Canadian establishments unite to help small businesses grow. Canadians supporting Canadians in every community across the country. Encouraging all to shop the neighborhood.
Hi there. Welcome to Digital Search Group Australia. My name's Joe Ryan, and you found our local SEO services page, and hopefully through doing a Google search for small business SEO or local SEO services in Australia, you can tell I'm a Pommy, but we've been working with Australian clients for over 10 years in Australia now, and you know, it's a labour of love for me personally. After 15 years of doing SEO, providing a top service for our clients day in day out, it's an easy slog for us if we're working with good clients. So if you've been through the mill, or if you're a startup, or if you're an established business looking to take it to the next level with an agency that's real, give us a call. Allow us to put together a meaningful presentation for you. You've got nothing to hide, everything to gain from giving us a shout. We're not a faceless company. We don't try and hide behind a login portal with nobody for you to speak to. I want to give you and your team an extension of our team. We want to be part of your growth and success, to our success together. SEO is not as hard as people will say it is, if you know what you're doing. Now, we've having done this for a long time, basically worked out a system which is based on Google's 3 pillars for local marketing success, yeah? And these 3 pillars are actually based on Google patents, okay? And their patents for local search are basically about local prominence, creating relevant, keyword relevant content that's based around the expert authoritativeness and trust that Google basically looks for, okay? And We've put these patents into this page. If you scroll down, patent 1, there it is. This is actually from Google. Patent 2, proximity relevancy, where you are, ultimately, exactly, geographically. And patent 3 is all about basically having backlinks to ultimately reinforce that you are where you are, or you are who you are. So authoritative backlinks, mentions online, to basically back up all of the expert authoritativeness and trust that we would be adding within the copy for the purpose of ranking your pages locally. Now, like I say, after 15 years of doing this every day, day in, day out, ultimately we've seen everything that you could possibly imagine online, all different niches, every last little nook and cranny of the web, really. And you know, we don't pretend to be like a lot of agencies do, a logo designer, web designer, paid search specialist, SEO expert, all under one roof. That's trying to be a master of all trades. Yeah, you know, if you're a master of all trades, you're really a jack of all trades, and you're a master of none normally. From our side, we want to be a master of one trade, and we want to give the highest level of service and results for our clients. If that's what you're looking for, and you want to take your business to the next level, whether you're a multi-location business, so a store with multiple locations across Australia, or you're an outdoor furniture company in Brisbane looking to get to the top of Google for all your relevant categories and products you might have, outdoor tables, outdoor chairs, etc., whatever it is in Brisbane, give us a call. Yeah, let us talk you through how we've done this a gazillion times for many other companies across the world. Yeah, not just Australia, and we can do it again for you. All right. So thanks in advance for taking the time out to contact us, and we look forward to a great partnership. All the best.